Assalamu alaikum, ninth class. Today we are starting chapter number 4, structure of molecules. In this chapter we will study the formation of molecules and the structure of molecules. As we know, the matter is composed of very small particles known as atoms. These atoms combine to form the molecules, which appear around us in different forms of matter. For example, air, table, chair, pen, paper, etc. Now you will be thinking how these atoms are held together in the form of a molecule. Yes, atoms are held together by the forces of attraction, which are known as the chemical forces or the chemical bond. Now the question arises, why do atoms form chemical bonds? It's the universal rule that everything tries to stable it. For example, water flows from height to the ground, and electric current flows from the higher potential to the lower potential. Similarly, in chemistry, atoms try to stabilize them by attaining the electronic configuration of noble gases. As we have studied earlier, that the noble gases are 18 group elements, which include helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. And these elements have complete outermost shell having 2 and 8 electrons, and that's why they are also known as stable and non-reactive elements and the rare elements. Atoms combine to form the molecules and obey two rules. One is the duplet rule and the other is the octet rule. In the periodic table, there are two elements which obey the duplet rule. As the name shows, duplet means 2 electrons. Hydrogen has only 1 electron in its outermost shell and helium has 2 electrons in its outermost shell. Hydrogen completes its outermost shell by gaining 1 electron, and hence these two elements obey the duplet rule. Here I would like to explain the valence shell. I have given example here one atom of the sodium. The outermost shell is known as the valence shell and the electron present in this orbit is also known as the valence electron. And the other shells outside the nucleus and inside the and below the valence shell are also known as the inner shells. Now we come to the point second rule, that is the octet rule. As the name octet has derived from the word octa means 8. It means the elements which obey the octet rule, they should have 8 electrons in their outermost shell. Here I have given the example of sodium. Sodium has 1 electron in its outermost shell. It can release its outermost electron. Then the valence shell will vanish and the second orbit will have the 8 electrons, hence it will be stable. Second example is of chlorine, which has 7 electrons in its outermost shell and it can complete its outermost shell by gaining 1 electron. In this example, the sodium by releasing 1 electron will acquire positive charge and the chlorine by gaining 1 electron will have the negative charge. Hence, the opposite charges will create forces of attraction and a unit of sodium chloride will be formed, which will be explained in later topics. Now the different ways of attaining the 8 electron in the valence shell are as following, as I have written here. Number 1 is by giving the valence shell electrons, and it happens when the atom has less than 3 electrons in the valence shell. Second way is by gaining electron from the other atoms, and it happens in those atoms which have valence electrons 5 or more than 5. Third way is by sharing the electrons, and it happens in those elements which have comparable electron negativity and same electron in their valence shell. For example, hydrogen has one electron in its outermost shell. Here the two atoms can share their electron in their valence shell and will form a molecule of hydrogen. In this topic, we also have come across the importance of the noble gases. Why noble gases are so important? The reason is that they have completely filled valence shell, and they are non-reactive because they have completely filled valence shell. They need no to gain, loss or the share electrons. So that's why they are inert gases. They are also known as non-reactive, and they are also known as the stable elements.